You've stood in front of that mirror, hairbrush in hand, and done everything you were supposed to do. And somehow your hair still looks flat, limp, and half of what it used to be. If that feeling is familiar, you are in exactly the right place. And I need you to know something before we go any further. This is not about your hair giving up. This is about the styling mistakes that are quietly defeating it every single day. Nobody tells women over 50 the real truth about thin hair. They sell you the products. They show you the before and after photos. But they never sit down with you and say, here is exactly what you are doing that is working against every strand you have. Until now, I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we are perfecting the art of styling thin hair. 4 steps that completely change how full, lifted, and youthful your hair can look. And by part 3, you are going to want to pause this video and go try something immediately. I mean it. Here is what we are covering. In part 1, we are going to talk about the one product habit that is suffocating your hair's natural volume before you even pick up a brush. And it is something almost every woman with fine hair does without realizing it. In part 2, we go into the heat styling mistakes that are pressing your hair completely flat from root to tip. In part 3, we uncover the sectioning and setting techniques that create the illusion of twice the volume you actually have. And in part 4, we are looking at the finishing and hold mistakes that undo every single thing you just did. One of these 4 steps is going to be your personal wake-up call. I can promise you that. Subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path if you have not already, so you never miss the tips that genuinely move the needle. And the very first mistake? It is the one hiding in plain sight on your bathroom shelf right now. Let's go. Part 1. The product mistake that suffocates your volume. Let me ask you something. Before you style your hair in the morning, how many products do you apply? If the answer is more than 2, or if any of those products are creams, serums, or oils applied close to the roots, your hair never stood a chance. Here is the thing most women with fine hair are never told. The products marketed loudest for thinning hair are often the very ones weighing it down the most. This is the one that made a close friend of mine stop mid-conversation and grab my arm. She had been using a thickening cream for 3 years. 3 years. And the whole time, it was flattening every root she had. Heavy product application is one of the most common mistakes women over 50 make with fine hair. And it ages the appearance of your hair dramatically. When product coats the root zone, the hair shaft has no ability to lift. The result is that pancake flat look that makes even a fresh blowout appear tired and limp within the hour. The reason it happens is understandable. Fine hair feels fragile, so we reach for moisture and wait to make it feel more substantial. That instinct makes complete sense. But fine hair and dry hair are not the same thing, and treating them the same way is what creates the problem. The fix begins at the roots, or rather, away from them. Any product you apply for moisture, softness, or shine needs to live on the mid-lengths and ends only. Your roots need air, lift, and zero product interference. Full stop. Think about weight, not volume. A lightweight volumizing foam applied to damp hair before any heat is entirely different from a thick cream massaged into the scalp. One lifts, one smothers. Honestly, the lighter your product routine, the more your hair can actually do. It sounds counterintuitive, but it is the truth. If you are still reaching for oils or serums near your roots, swap them immediately for a fine mist of volumizing spray applied only to the midshaft, never the scalp. The difference in root lift is visible the same day. Less really is everything. Your maintenance habit here is this. Every 3 to 4 weeks, do a clarifying wash to remove any product buildup sitting on your roots. Buildup accumulates invisibly and creates a film that kills lift even before the first product of the day touches your hair. There is one more thing hiding in most women's product routines that is doing just as much damage as the weight problem. And it is something you will never guess until part 2 shows you exactly what heat is doing to your already fragile strands. Now let us talk about what to do instead. And this swap is immediate. Replace any thick cream or oil with a dime-sized amount of lightweight volumizing mousse worked only through damp mid-lengths and ends. Not the roots. Never the roots. The roots get nothing except air and intention. Your second swap. If you have been finishing with a smoothing serum all over your hair for shine, Trade it for a single drop of lightweight glossing mist spritz from arm's length after styling is complete. The result is shine without the drape. Part 2. The heat styling mistakes pressing your hair flat. You pick up your round brush, you point your dryer at the roots, and you work in sections the way you have always done it. And yet by mid-morning, the volume is gone. If that pattern is painfully familiar, the problem is not your effort. It is the direction of your heat. Have you ever wondered why a professional blowout at the salon holds for days while yours barely survives the commute? The technique difference is not complicated, but it is specific, and most women have never been shown it. Heat applied downward along the hair shaft, which is how the majority of women naturally aim their dryer, seals the cuticle flat against the head. That creates shine on healthy thick hair. On fine hair over 50, it creates a weighted curtain that sits against the scalp and refuses to move. This one mistake is aging your hair more than anything else in your routine right now. The fix is directional. Before anything else, flip your head forward. Not halfway. All the way. Let the blood flow to the scalp and let gravity pull the roots away from the direction they usually fall. Dry 90% of your hair in this inverted position before you ever lift your head. This single change in body position creates natural lift at the crown that no product can replicate. This is the one I wish someone had whispered to me 20 years ago, because it genuinely changes everything about how the finished style sits. Once you flip upright, use your dryer nozzle pointing upward and under the hair, not down over it. The nozzle angle should always work against the natural fall of the strand. That tension is what creates lift rather than compression. Your round brush matters too. A ceramic or boar bristle round brush in a medium barrel size lifts and smooths simultaneously, but only if you roll the brush away from the scalp as you dry, lifting the root with the barrel rather than dragging the strand flat. Yes, that's specific. If you have been using a paddle brush for your blowout, that is one of the most damaging swaps you can make on fine hair. A paddle brush creates tension and smoothness, both of which work beautifully on thick hair and disastrously on fine. Trade your paddle brush for a vented round brush with medium tension, and the root lift improvement is immediate. Your maintenance note for this step. Heat protection is non-negotiable for fine hair over 50, not because it adds body but because unprotected fine strands become increasingly porous with age, and porous hair holds style for a fraction of the time sealed hair does. One light mist of heat protectant on damp hair, mid-lengths and ends only, before every single blowout. This is the one that made 3 women I know completely change how they spend their morning routine. Because once you feel the difference in lift, you cannot go back. And speaking of things you cannot unsee, part 3 is where we go into sectioning. And if you have never sectioned your hair specifically for volume rather than just for coverage, what comes next is going to feel like discovering an entirely different head of hair. Now here is the swap that changes everything about your morning. If you have been aiming the dryer downward over the top of each section from root to tip, flip your technique. Dry root up, nozzle under, brush rolling away from scalp. 3 changes in the same motion. The volume you get at the crown in the first week will convince you more than anything I can say here. Part 3, sectioning and setting for the illusion of twice the volume. Here is a truth about fine hair that most stylists never bother to explain. Your hair's actual density is far less important than the architecture you give it. The women you see with seemingly full, pillowy hair after 60, it is almost never about having more strands. It is about knowing exactly how to position the ones they have. This is the part where everything changes. Sectioning is not just a hairdresser's technique. It is the single most powerful tool a woman with fine hair has at home. And almost nobody is using it correctly. When you blow dry without sectioning, lifting one random handful at a time, you are drying whichever strands end up on top and letting the rest dry randomly underneath. That means your root placement is an accident. And on fine hair, accidental root placement always falls flat. This one habit has been working against your beautiful bone structure for years. And it stops today. The technique that creates visible volume is called directional sectioning for lift. And it works like this. Divide your hair into a minimum of 3 horizontal layers, a lower nape section, a middle section, and a top crown section. Clip each one separately. Dry your layers from the bottom up, clipping each finished section away from the others as you go. This keeps already dried, already lifted hair from being flattened by wet hair falling over it as you work upward. Your crown section, the top layer that everyone actually sees, gets dried last when it has full lift from the sections beneath supporting it. Think of it as scaffolding. The lower sections create a lifted foundation. The crown sits on top of that foundation and looks 10 times fuller because of what is holding it up underneath. That is the secret no product can replicate. This is the technique that made one woman I know describe her hair as completely different after one morning of practice. Her hair had not changed. Only her section strategy had. Directional sectioning works even better when paired with a quick cool shot at the end of each section. Once each section is dried and shaped with your round brush, release the cool setting on your dryer for 15 seconds before releasing the brush. The cool air sets the cuticle in the lifted position. Without this step, warm hair released from the brush immediately relaxes and drops. With it, the volume stays put for hours. You needed to hear this. Your swap here is straightforward. If you have been holding random sections of hair freehand while drying, replace that habit immediately with a sectioning clip system. Sectioning clips are inexpensive, take under 30 seconds to set up, and the difference in your finished result is not subtle. It is dramatic. Your maintenance tip. Once a week, try setting your crown section on Velcro rollers while damp rather than blowing it out immediately. Leave them in while you do your skincare. Remove, cool shot, and release. Roller set volume at the crown holds longer than any blowout technique alone. And if you think sectioning is the final piece of the puzzle, Part 4 is going to show you that finishing and hold mistakes are undoing every single thing you just achieved. The last step is the one most women skip completely. One more specific thing to try. Set your crown section on 2 large Velcro rollers during the last 5 minutes of your morning routine. You will be shocked at how much lift remains when you remove them. Rollers create a structured bend at the root that a brush alone cannot duplicate. And for fine hair over 50, that bend is everything. Part 4. Finishing and hold mistakes that undo everything. You have done the prep. You have done the blowout. You have sectioned and set. And then you reach for the finishing products. And in about 30 seconds, you quietly undo most of what the last 20 minutes built. It happens to almost every woman with fine hair. And it almost always comes down to 2 finishing mistakes that nobody warned you about. Let's talk about them right now. The first mistake is applying hold product after styling rather than before. Most women with fine hair reach for hairspray at the very end, after the hair is already styled and sitting, and mist it all over as a finishing coat. The problem is that spray applied to already styled hair sits on the outside of the strand and adds weight without adding memory. Your hair holds for a short time, and then gradually compresses under that surface weight as the day goes on. The fix is to use a light flexible hold spray before the final brush through, not after it. Mist it lightly from 8 to 10 inches away while the hair is still in its shaped position. Then do your final brush through and cool shot. The product bonds into the structure of the style rather than sitting on top of it. That is the difference between volume that lasts 2 hours and volume that lasts all day. Honestly, this one shift in timing is the thing I have seen change the holding power of a style more than almost anything else. The second mistake is even more common. Overbrushing the finished style. When you brush fine hair after styling, you separate the individual strands and eliminate the soft groupings that create the appearance of body. Every pass of the brush through a finished style is removing fullness, not adding it. The more you brush, the more transparent your hair becomes. This is aging your hair's appearance every single morning, without you realizing it. The swap is this. Once your style is set, put the brush down. If you need to smooth or adjust, use your fingers, fingertips only, working gently through the surface to shape without separating. If a section feels flat, lift it at the root with your fingertip and give it a single half-second blast of warm air, then a cool shot. Done. There is one last finishing habit to address, and it is the most overlooked of all. Most women end their routine without any root-specific lift product at all. If your volume is gone within an hour of leaving home, a light dry volume spray, applied only at the root zone after all heat styling is complete, acts as an anchor for the lift you created. Tip your head slightly forward, mist lightly underneath the crown, and use your fingertips to gently work it into the root zone. Then flip upright. This is the one that made my own routine feel like I had an extra stylist in the room. Your 4-step framework is now complete. Lighter products at the root. Directional heat. Sectioning for structure. Finishing with intention. You have those beautiful eyes and that natural elegance. And your hair was never the problem. The approach was. Now you have a different one. Your maintenance tip to close. Once a week, sleep on a silk or satin pillowcase. Cotton creates friction on fine strands overnight and causes breakage at the most fragile sections, the crown and temples, exactly where fine hair shows thinning first. Silk eliminates that friction entirely, and your fine hair will thank you by holding its condition and its style readiness far better throughout the week. You just learned 4 specific steps that most women with fine hair spend years searching for and never quite find all in one place. Product placement at the roots. Directional heat and brush technique. Sectioning architecture for real lift. Finishing and hold habits that preserve everything you built. That is a complete system, and it is yours now. Your hair was never giving up on you. The routine was working against it. And now you know exactly where to begin. Boom! Your bone structure was always this stunning. Now your hair gets to match it. Tell me in the comments, which of these 4 steps was the one you had been doing wrong without knowing it? I genuinely want to know which one hit closest to home. Next time, we are uncovering the haircut mistakes that are silently adding years to your appearance. And one of them is hiding in the most popular style for women over 50 right now. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I will see you in the next one.